Hi, this is part 2. I'm back for the organic molecule and functional groups lab. So as I dropped off last time, this over here is the lauric acid with the carboxyl group attached. So you can see the carboxyl group here, and here's the lauric acid long chain, hydrocarbon chain. Now, when they are asking you to make a fatty acid, make 3 generalized fatty acids and condense them with glycerol, so what does that mean? So what they want you to do in this particular lab is they want you to represent this long hydrocarbon and reduce it and just represent it with R, like substitute it with an R group. So it kind of looks like this instead of having this, huge long chain. And so it's just a way to abbreviate it so you're not working with such long hydrocarbon chains. That's all they want you to do. If you read over here, it's just a substitution or replacing that long hydrocarbon chain with a green ball. We call it R group, an R group. So what this is showing you over here is something that's kind of important, which I had talked about in class. So here's the glycerol molecule. Now, in order for a glycerol molecule to attach to this carboxyl group, we have to lose a water molecule. So when a water molecule is released, so I'll take out a hydrogen and an OH group, right? Therefore, I can make this attachment, and now the glycerol is attached to this long fatty acid chain. You remember this R group has that long fatty acid chain. So water now had come out of this particular reaction. Because water has formed as a product of this, we call it a condensation reaction. Sometimes it's called dehydration synthesis because I'm building something, I'm synthesizing something bigger. Right? So water molecule falls out of that particular reaction, and now I make a larger molecule. And so just go ahead and answer the questions that are located on page 37 over here. And don't forget the R group represents the long hydrocarbon fatty acid chain. Okay, so the next part of this lab is building a protein, which is located over here. A protein's building blocks is an amino acid, which has essential carbon, it has a hydrogen, a carboxyl group, and an amine group. And then another R. So here is the amino acid that I was just talking to you about. Blue represents nitrogen. Here is what it looks like. Here's the carboxyl group. Here is the amine group. And over here is my R group. So all 20 amino acids, there are 20 amino acids, all 20 of them have the same structure, except what's different between them is an R group. So if my R group happens to be, let me see if I can get this off. If my R group happens to be hydrogen, then this amino acid is called glycine, right? If I take this out, this R group, if it's not hydrogen and happens to be this structure over here, then it's another amino acid called cysteine. So the different R groups represent the 20 different amino acids. Okay, finally, we are doing page 38 here. And page 38 is just talking about, once again, how we lose water over here, right? H2O, right? When H2O joins, we have a bond called the peptide bond. But you have to lose that water molecule in order to make a peptide bond. That is called a dehydration synthesis or condensation reaction. Okay, so you can answer these questions by reading. And finally, over here, we're talking about a nucleotide, which is the building block for nucleic acids. It has a 5-carbon sugar, a phosphate group, as you can see. This is what a phosphate group looks like, as I mentioned earlier, and a nitrogen base. There are 4 types of nitrogen bases: guanine, cytosine, adenine, and uracil. as well as actually thymine. Okay, so there's 5 nitrogen bases they're showing you here. So instead of this one over here, it could be adenine in replacement. You can see it's called nitrogen base because there's nitrogen here in the bases. And then another important organic molecule that we didn't talk about in class, but it's extremely important, is this molecule called ATP. It's like a modified nucleotide. It has a 5-carbon sugar, a nitrogen base, but in this case it has 3 phosphate groups, hence the name triphosphate, okay, which is the TP. Adenosine talks about this molecule is adenine. Then the 5-carbon sugar, actually it's a 5-carbon sugar, that's called ribose, and that's how you get the name adenosine triphosphate. It's important for cell energy. Okay, so good luck. I hope this helps, and that way you can follow along. All right, bye.